Young people, what's up? BMB in the house. Where we at? You guys already know, chapter 6, lesson 2. Learning objective, solve system of equations by using substitution. And number 2, solve real-world problems involving system of equations by using substitution. Word problems. So, all right, guys, so back, students will be able to solve system of equations by substitution. Concept, system of equations, skill, substitution. Let's get this bad boy started. All right, guys, excited to be here. I don't like that handout. It's got so many problems on it. So, guys, straight off the bat, we got a long handout, which means we have a longer video. I hope you are here for the long haul. Looking forward to showing you my technique. You guys know there's always different ways to get to Disneyland, but we all want to go. So listen to me, learn my way, we'll get there. If you have me as a teacher, you know that. How to get to Disneyland. But we're already into it, guys. Use substitution to solve each system of equations. It doesn't say to solve. Yes. But first equation, y is equal to 4x, and the second equation, x plus y equals 5. You see the parentheses? You see it? It's right there because we're going to substitute in. That's why it's called substitution method. So whatever y is equal to, I'll plug in. Now I like to use this technique I call circle and point. You basically just circle and then point to what you're going to plug in. But no need to do that here, guys. Real quick and simple. 4x plus x gives me 5x. So 5x equals 5x equals 1. But you're not done, because you still need to find out what the y is. So y is equal to 4 times x, so y is equal to 4 times, which is 4. And you got a coordinate, which means you got a solution, which means you can box it and be done. And again, guys, there's no checks, but you would take your x and y value, plug it into the first equation, check it, plug it into the second equation, check it, you be good. But we're not checking it. Number 2. Y is equal to 2x again, it says y equals. I love it. If I know what y is equal to, I ain't really got to think too much. In this situation, x plus 3, y. So again, where I see y, I'm going to put a set of parentheses because I'm going to plug in 4y. And in this case, y equals 2x. You see that little green circle right there around the 2x? And I wrote it in green. Look at that color coordination. That coordinate. Name that movie. You know he's not with us anymore. But, bang, bang, bang. So, x plus 6x, because 3 times 2x is 6x. X plus 6x gives you that 7x. And then, of course, what number times 7 is negative 14? X is equal to negative 2. Not done. You notice that I give it a little squiggly circle. I don't give it a box because my solution is boxed. That is a value for x. Y is equal to 2 times x, so inside of the parentheses, there's your negative 2. 2 times negative 2 is 4. No, it's not, it's negative 4. I knew that. X, negative 2, y, negative 4. My solution, negative 2, negative 4. All right, guys. The way I think it is, I think it's pretty straightforward. Let's get this stuff on out of here. All of it. If I want it out, you gotta get rid of it. Thank you. And let's get this new stuff in there. So guys, if you notice, it looks like odds. Some of the long handouts, I'm not gonna do all of them because you'll be here much longer than you want to be. Let me restate that. You'll be here much longer than you need to be, right? Once you kind of understand the concept, you're good to move on your own. Just check your solutions. So we're gonna go through the odds and we'll do some evens and I might do the whole handout, right? Circle and point. I've been using that technique since Central. Since Central? Oh yeah, since Central. So y is equal to 3x, so therefore when I see the second equation, 2x plus y equals 15, I literally circle what y equals and point it to where it needs to go. Circle and point. So inside of the parentheses, I put what I circled. So if you circle 3x, 3x goes inside the parentheses. Later on, I'll be circling a binomial, like x minus 1, or 4x minus 1. But now that you have it written out, you can solve it. You see it like terms, 2x and 3x is going to give you 5x. 5x equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. X is equal to 3. Boom, bang, pow. You like that? It's going to get harder. Don't worry. Go back to your original. You see how I just draw a line to show this is the equation I'm working with now. I'm going to go ahead and state that y equals 3 times parentheses. Because now I know the value for x. So again, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And I have a solution of, well, not yet. But how about now? I have a solution of 3, 9. Looks good to me, sounds good to me. And of course, guys, in another life, I'd be checking. Not this time. Not this time. All right, guys, I like it. And again, what else we got? Well, we got the point of circle and point, circle and point, circle and point. You're gonna hear me say that. Circle, point. So I pointed to the y because it says y equals. So now when I rewrite, means I'm going to rewrite the equation that I just pointed to. I pointed to x plus y equals 3, but I pointed to the y, so the y hits the parentheses, and whatever I circle, way over there, x minus 1. And again, guys, now you're getting into a multi-step equation. If you do not recall, go back, watch that video. Distributive property, collect by terms, there's variables on the same side, solve in 2 steps. Gotcha. So, where are we at here? We're still solving, right? I guess we're rewriting it for visual inspections. Y was equal to x minus 1, so therefore it's in blue. We circle, we point it. This is a rewrite for those that love beautiful notes. I'm gonna circle and point. I already did it over there in the white part. It's right there. Come on, let's solve this thing. Thank you. X plus x minus 1, no need for parentheses because there's nothing to distribute. Collect my like terms, 2x minus 1 equals 3, not plus 1, minus 1. And now, of course, guys, I would add 1 to both sides. I'm just getting into it, huh? So x is equal to 2. Hopefully, me not showing all of those steps is not preventing you from understanding. And remember, guys, if you do have a point of confusion, POC, put it in the comments. I'd love to come back, read it, and see if I can help you out. Back to the original first equation, y is equal to x minus 1. If we got 2 for x, that's why we got the blue 2 in there. Y is equal to 2 minus 1. Y equals 1. Get your final answer, because again, guys, that is the value for y, and then of course is your value for x, with both of those right there, and you got yourself your answer. All right, guys. I don't think there's very much more right there, guys. We got a different looking scenario coming up, but notice all the way so far you've had y equals, y equals, y equals. You gotta love that. At least one of the equations. For number 3, the first one. For number 5, the first one. But now as I look at number 7, as I think we're finally cleaning this stuff up, let's get it on out of here. 7, y equals 4x minus 1. Did you hear me say y equals? I know the circle and point now. But even the second equation, you see it has y equals as well. So either one of these I can choose to circle and point to the other. But what's going to happen is, you notice now I'm going to have one of those equations where I have a variable on the left side because y equals, so technically parentheses equals 2x minus 5. And what's going to go inside that parentheses? Exactly what we circled, right? So if I circled 4x minus 1, I'm going to put 4x minus 1 in there. And now we've got that multi-step equation where in this situation, I have a 4x on the left and a 2x on the right. I can't have variables on both sides, or on both sides, right? So take the 2x, subtract it from the other side. Or if you want to, you can subtract 4x from the right, or actually that'd be left. And you're getting what I'm saying, but you're seeing it here. And I'm moving the 2x from the right to the other side, and 4x minus 2x is 2x. So 2x minus 1 is equal to negative 5. Add 1 to both sides, I get 2x equal to negative 4. Therefore, what times a positive 2 gives me negative 4? You got it. And again, guys, that's why we love y equals. As you can see, I'm already showing. Go back to the original system, pick one equation, not both. You can do both, you better get the same answer. 4 times -2 minus 1. It's going to give me -8. -8 minus 1. Y is equal to 9. Now, as quick as I can do this, the second equation, y equals 2x minus 5, guess what? 2 times -2 is -4. -4 minus 5 is -9. So you would get the same answer. You can plug it into the first equation, y equals 4x minus 1, or you can plug it into the second, y equals 2x minus 5. If you don't get the same value of -9, you did something wrong. Right? So that's that repetition that makes me feel confident about my ability to do algebra. You should feel confident too. And let's get this stuff out of here, guys. I think we're moving on. So, after number 7 comes number 9, and the first thing I recognize is standard form and slope y-intercept form. 2 equations. First one, is it standard or is it slope y-intercept? Standard. Very good. 2x minus 3y is equal to 21. The next equation, the second in our system, is slope y-intercept form, except there's already some, it doesn't say y equals mx plus b, but you get that it says y equals. Since it does say y equal, I know to circle it and point it to where it's going to go. The value of y, which is 3 minus x, I'm going to plug into y in the first equation. So 2x minus 3, parentheses open. Parentheses is going to close after I fill it in. But parentheses open, 3 minus x. I think I'll use red. And of course, parentheses close, and now equal to 21. So guys, I got another multi-step equation. And pretty much, that's where your solving ability comes in. So, you see the distributive property, so of course that's the first thing you want to do. After distributing the 3, and you notice here, guys, I keep the negative, but the negative times the negative is a positive, so I get a positive 3x. Your like terms, collect them. 2x plus 3x is going to give me 5x. Minus 9, 2-step here. No variables on both sides, so you're okay. When you added 9 to both sides, it gave you 30 on the right and left you with 5x on the left. 6 times 5 is 30, so x is equal to 6. And again, what's next? Well, if you found x, let's go find y. Y is equal to 3 minus x. So 3 minus 6 is not 3. Be careful. Y is equal to -3. And if I don't put a -3 down there, you get to go ahead in the comments and go, you did it again, Mr. Kraft. Yeah, see, I did it again. That's what happens, guys. So, everybody knows 3 plus a -6 is not equal to -6, and that's why we check. But don't worry, guys, if you are watching these videos, you saw the disclaimer, I'm gonna make mistakes, just like you do. But shouldn't be making mistakes like that, especially if I'm putting out these videos. No, don't tell my editor. It's the first one. First one in this video, huh? All right, here we go, number 11. What we got, guys? Looks like standard form and standard form, meaning none of them say y equals. That's when I get upset and I go, why are they making this hard? Well, they want to see who knows it and who kind of knows it. So let's see how well we know it. Nothing says y equal, I don't know what to circle and point. So I'm going to take the first one that I see and go, hold on, it says x plus 2y. So x is almost by itself. There's nothing in front of the x. So since there's nothing in front of the x, well, why don't I solve for x? So it will say x equals. I got to know the value of one variable so I can substitute it in. Hence the lesson substitution method. All right, subtracting 2y from both sides. The 2y cancels on the left, leaving me with x equals, and then just 13 minus 2y. Now I can circle and point. That's a circle way over here, but you get my idea. 3 parentheses minus 5y equals 6. What goes inside the parentheses is what the value of x is. And in this situation, like I said, circle and point, but I ain't gonna circle way over here and bring it all the way over there, but you get the idea. Multi-step equation again. Let's get it. 3 times 13. 3 times negative 2y. Stop. Minus 5y equals 6. So we did the distributive property. We got to collect like terms. It looks like I got a negative 6y and a negative 5y, which is going to give me a negative 11y. Looks like a 2-step. Need to undo any addition or subtraction. So that's actually adding 39 to a negative 11y. I know it sounds crazy when you see subtraction, right? But undo the positive 39 with a negative 39. Undo multiplying by negative 11. And if you see 33, your brain automatically goes, yes. 11 goes into 33. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And the beauty, guys, is we can now go right back to what we said x equaled. And say, well, x equals 13 minus 2 parentheses. Eventually, let's put a parentheses. So x equals 13 minus 2 times what the value of y was. In this situation, it was 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. X is equal to 13 minus 6. And I'll come right back to you guys and say, where's the confusion? We went ahead and took care of 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, right? And which one, right? Is it the one where we have to put it back into slope by intercept form, making it say y equals, or in this case, it was x equals, right? You saw I messed up on an integer problem. I said 3 minus 6 was 6. So there's gonna be something that may cause you to go, huh? Or may cause you to feel like you did something wrong or you didn't get it right. But just keep muscling through, guys. This whole lesson is just solving equations. And what you're doing is you're solving equations by plugging in information that you are finding. So if I know what x equals, I'm gonna plug in what x equals. It might not equal like 2 or 3, but it might equal y plus 7. Or it might equal 2y. Or the other way around, y could equal x plus 6. So plug that in. That's what we call substitution method, guys. So with that said, guess what? We got evens now, right? So again, guys, like I mentioned, we've got a good video. It's only been about 15, maybe 20 minutes, but here we go. First thing I recognize about number 12 is I don't see anything that says y equals or x equals. First equation, standard form. ax plus by equals c. Second equation, ax plus by equals c. So when we get into deeper chapters and quadratics, you gotta know those a, b, and c and what coefficients they represent. Here, guys, I just say that to go, it doesn't say y equals. Let's make it say y equals, or as you can see, let's make it say x equals. So I'm gonna pause. We're gonna pause right now because this is something I always tell my kids to recognize. Why didn't I solve for y? Because I didn't want to do that's 3 fingers. I didn't want to do 2 steps. Right here, you can see I did one thing. When I subtracted 5y from the left side and the right side, I'm done. It says x equals. To solve for y, I would have to move the x to the other side and then divide by 5. So look for the equation that has no coefficient. Look for the x that doesn't have anything in front of it, or look for the y that doesn't have anything in front of it, because that means move one time. If it says y plus 2x, get rid of the 2x. If it says x minus 3y, get rid of the minus 3y. It's that easy to solve for a variable. Now, if you look at it and both the x and the y have something in front of it, then you got more decisions to make. 2x plus 2y, 3x minus 4y. But the minute I see a variable that doesn't have a coefficient, I'm thinking, let me solve for that one and make it fast and easy. So let's get started, guys, because that's something that you should have in your real work that you can remember when you're doing this substitution method. And then, of course, we have elimination method, and then we've got graphing, which we already did earlier lesson. But let's get started. And point. So I'm pointing now to the second equation, 3x plus 15y is equal to negative 1, meaning that I circled what x equal once I solved first, right? And then I was pointing to it to show this is my variable I'm going to plug into. So that was just a bracket to show my new system of equations. I went from having it in a standard form to just writing it in a different form. 3 times x, or in other words, 3 parentheses, because we're plugging in for x, plus 15y is equal to, yeah, you're going to need that over there, -1, is equal to -1. Let's go ahead and get 4 minus 5y for x. So we solved it as. And now, guys, we're back to solving a multi-step equation. 3 times 4 is 12. And of course, 3 times -5y, -15y, plus the 15y that was there equals -1. And I think I got a situation here. -15 plus 15 are opposites. So 12 equals -1? No, that's false. Oh, I knew this. So guys, remember earlier, actually this was in a different lesson. We got no solution because we got a false statement. We got a true statement would be an infinite number of solutions. So as this goes by, remembering 3 types of answers when doing systems. 1 solution, like we've been getting over and over and over. Infinite number of solutions, and what just happened, no solution. So let's see if it comes up again, or let's just keep getting the good practice in. Again, nothing to feel good about here except x plus 4y. Subtract 4y from both sides. This is the second time I'm not showing it. Oh my God, I just showed it. That's because I'm here for you. I want to show my work so you can show your work. Right. There it is, there it is. So the new system of equations I'm writing as x equals 8 minus 4y. And the next one I'm writing as 2x minus 5y equals 29. That's good. Now, if I made a mistake, it'll come out later, but that's me doing what I feel needs to be done. Circle, point. And by pointing to that x, now let me go ahead and re-establish myself. 2, and I need a parentheses, I don't need whatever that is. 2 parentheses minus 5y equals 29. And whatever I circled, so the 8 minus 4y is what I'm plugging in for x. Again, guys, we're doing so many multi-step equations. Distributive property, got it. Collect by terms. Let's get it. Looks like my second term and my third term. And remembering that negatives and more negatives just keeps giving me more negatives. So -13y. And lastly, that's a 2-step. So I don't know why I still got my hand up, but, and again, I'm not showing that I'm subtracting 16 from 29. I just did it. And again, I'm not showing that I'm dividing by -13 on both sides. I just did. And sometimes, guys, it's good that you do show it because you saw earlier where I wrote 3, I wrote 6, and it's supposed to be -3. Here I wrote -1, and it's supposed to be -1. But it can always turn out being positive if I'm not paying attention or going too fast. And look at that. Oh, I'm here for you, y'all. That little blue is for your teacher to see that you showed your work. Oh, look at that. I didn't have to do that, y'all. But I did. And I'm even labeling the steps. Wow. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and enjoy the work that you do because you know it's good work. Oh, we're done. Okay, yeah. Back to work. So, guys, you know you're not done until you have both variables. So I'm glad I got back to work and stopped talking about how good I think I am. X is equal to 8 minus 4 times y. Y was -1. -4 times -1 is 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then I can get a final solution of 12 -1. And guys, that was just number 14. We got 2 more. So, get it out of here. How about it? Here we go, guys. So, what's changing? I don't think anything's changing. I still have coefficients. Both variables, 5x and -2y. Second one, 2x and -y, or in other words, -1y. So this is what I was saying earlier about when we did our pause, that which one do you want to solve for? Do you want to solve for y or do you want to solve for x? Which one's easier? It all depends. It all depends on you recognizing the coefficients and going, pause, Well, if it says to pause, we're gonna pause. And the reason we're pausing, guys, is the same reason before. If you can solve an equation, this is a very easy lesson for you. You're just solving. But deciding to make a problem shorter, easier, less steps, all begins with you and what you understand. So we're gonna get the video started again, but I'm gonna say, do you recognize coefficients? Vocabulary. Do you understand the two-step? So little things that you've done so many times, like adding, like multiplying, become second nature. One of my favorite things is this, guys. Algebra is not hard unless you don't have math skills. Meaning the minute you gotta stop and think, what's 2 times 3? I gotta divide 16 by 4. Things come easy, then it makes things that are hard easier. So here's one of those situations where if you have a good understanding of coefficients and solving for a variable, doing a 2-step or in some cases a 1-step, you can decide to make it easier on yourself. But let's get this video started. And coefficient, last one. So guys, I'm not gonna do very much after this, so I think I'm letting you know. Go back and watch a few more because 16 is where it's at, guys. I don't like either one of these. I don't like the top one. I don't like the bottom one, but I recognize the bottom one has a -1 as a coefficient. So I'll go ahead and get rid of what I have to get rid of. Got rid of the 2x on the left, so now it's on the right. -2x plus 5. The -1y, divide both sides by -1. -2 divided by a -1 is a positive 2. A positive 5 divided by a -1 is a -5. So what I knew was by choosing the second equation, I didn't have to worry about dividing by 2. I didn't have to worry about dividing by 5. I just had to divide by 1. So getting to the last one here, guys, I went back to the original equation, 5x minus 2y, but I replaced the y with 2x minus 5. Go ahead and get the distributive property. So I got 5x minus 4x plus 10. Like terms, 1x plus 10. Subtract 10 from both sides, and x equals 4. And then, of course, you're not done because what does y equal? Well, 2 times 4 is x is equal to 4. And then subtract 5. So 8 minus 5 is going to give you 3. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my full attention again because watching that stuff is fun, but I'm here for you. Definitely go back. Watch number 11 again. Watch number 12 again. If I'm going fast, they're videos. You can watch them over and over. We're not in the classroom. I can't wait to get back. But one thing I do know for sure, guys, I appreciate you coming. There's a lot more on this handout that can be done. And I guess I can say, just get rid of it. And we need one more. Yeah, I know I said last one, but yeah. It's there, we can do it. And again, which one would you choose? Would you try to adjust the top equation, x minus 4y? Or would you try to adjust the bottom equation, 3x plus y? Again, coefficients. What's gonna make this easy for you? I know what's gonna make it easy for me, in the top one or the bottom one. Equation 1 or equation 2? Tell me now, which one would you change? Well, if you're changing equation 1, good. There's no coefficient for x. It's invisible 1. So x would equal, you got it. Positive now, 4y plus the 27. What about equation 2? Could I do the same for equation 2 and solve for one of the variables, the x or the y? Well, let's look at it. There it is. Equation 2 is 3x plus y equals -23. Quick, which one has a coefficient? Well, that's a trick question. They both do. But which one's invisible? The y, right? So again, all I gotta do is subtract 3x from the left, which means I subtract it from the right, which now gives me y equals -3x minus 23. And I can circle and point now. So literally, whether I start with equation 1 or equation 2. What am I gonna do now? I'm going to write the second equation because I used the first and say 3 times x plus y is equal to -23. And of course, x is equal to 4y plus 27. I'm do that multi-step equation, distributive property, collect like terms, get your variables on the same side, and then solve the two-step, and I can tell you what y equals. Go back, plug in for x. Equation 2, well, I have to rewrite equation 1. And equation 1 was x minus 4 times y is equal to 27. Come on now. No, not negative. Equal to 27. See what happens when you get to videos that are 30 minutes long? And then we're going to plug in my value for y, which is this case, negative 3x minus 2. And again, guys, I'm sorry, minus 23. And again, I'm down to my multi-step. So, this is where I would say I've done I've done a few, and I feel like you should be good. As we do distributive property, and as we collect like terms, and we do all that good stuff. That's it. Substitution method is literally like it sounds. You're going to substitute into the variable, so you can solve for the other variable. So I substitute in for x, I'm going to tell you what y is. If I substitute in for y, I'm going to solve a multi-step and tell you what x is. So in this situation, scenario 1, or the first one we did, we were solving for y, because we plugged in for x. Second one over here, right? Remember? We said y equals. So since we found out what y equals, we plugged in for y, and we solved for x. Right? And as you can see, guys, I'm getting a solution. Y is equal to, because I solved for y the first one. And then, of course, for the second one, I'm solving for x, so I'm getting my x and my y and just taking a different road. Getting to Disneyland a different way. Still Disneyland. Still get to have a good time. And guys, as I'm wrapping up, how many times? Oh. There. 13 goes into 65. We got it. So, last solution. And again, guys, these are checkable. You know, you can check your solutions. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you guys on the elimination method. B&B out.